This podcast is supported by Music Theater of Wenatchee, celebrating 64 years of bringing stories to life. From show-stopping musicals to powerful plays, the Music Theater of Wenatchee stage is where stories come alive. Now they are writing the next chapter, and you can help make it happen. To support the next act of community theater in Wenatchee, visit annex.mtow.org and donate today.
Opening night club.
We're not opening a nightclub.
It's the opening night club. We can't wait to watch an opening night show, because on opening night we always go with our opening night club. Opening night club.
Welcome to the Opening Night Club podcast. This is the podcast where we get together every week and discuss and celebrate theater in Central Washington. I'm your host, Kevin McKee, and with me again is actor, playwright, and scholar, Skyler Cuthill. How are you doing, Skyler?
You know, a long time ago, I learned that there's a positive way to say things and a negative way to say things.
Ooh.
And the positive way would be to say that I am recovering. We just had historic levels of flooding and storming in Leavenworth, the worst flooding we've had since 1995, 30 years ago. And in 1995, I was 7, so I thought it was fun, you know. And now I am 37, and I have responsibilities, and it is not fun. I am not a happy camper here. No, sir.
And we can discuss the fact that there might be people out there that think we are professional podcasters, and This is not our day job. Your day job is taking care of property.
Yes, I am. I would think probably most of this podcast audience knows me personally, but I am a property manager by trade, and I have at this point quite a few properties. The business grew a lot over this past year, and I've got one property fully submerged, 2 properties partially submerged, and 2 properties with serious wind damage. So once we finish here, I'm going to go into a crawl space to see what happened in there with the electricity and so on and so forth. So exciting stuff coming my way.
So you're going to be working with contractors and builders and all of that for the next few months.
Yeah.
To try to get these properties back in shape.
Yeah, and the weather says there's another storm coming in just a couple of days. And the ground is already saturated. They said it's going to be quite a bit less intense, but the ground is saturated. So all the water's just going to pool. You know, there's still quite a bit of standing water in Leavenworth. Mm-hmm. So, gosh, I don't even want to think about it. I would be remiss if I did not mention last week I made a big deal about I kind of caused this storm because I had a good day last week on Saturday.
What?
Yeah, I knew the moment I had a good day, I was like, I'm going to pay for this. Something so bad is coming down the line for me.
So you actually control the weather.
Well,
Do you have the super weather lasers that you're controlling?
Not at my control. I'm just being targeted by fate.
Oh.
Right. That since Skyler had one good day, they were like, all right, storm time. But last week I was so pleased with myself that I successfully butchered a chicken. We lost power for 3 days. I threw away the chicken.
Oh, man.
It was for nothing. I was so happy with myself. I was like, I dressed it so nicely. I'm going to boil it up. We're going to have chicken soup. It's going to be great. And no, on the third day with no power, I was like, this is over. And I threw it away. So I'm sorry, chicken. I had the best of intentions.
You
I really
gave your
did.
life for nothing, chicken.
For less than 0, because I put a ton of work into it. And then it just stank up the refrigerator really badly. So catastrophe, Kevin. Catastrophe has struck.
But
I'm recovering. We are stabilizing. So God willing, this coming storm will not be so bad, and we'll see what happens. You in Wenatchee, you guys are okay.
We did pretty well, actually. The weird thing in Wenatchee, for those of you, I don't know if there's anyone listening to this who's not in Wenatchee or in the area, but it's been unseasonably warm.
Yes.
It's been in the 60s. It hit 70, I think, in the valley.
We had a Chinook, right? I was out walking my dog when the first winds of the Chinook hit on Wednesday, and it was so warm. I just stopped in my tracks, and I was like, oh no, something really bad is about to happen. But it was extraordinarily warm. So yeah, it's in Wenatchee, it's actually quite pleasant.
Yeah.
Down valley, it's awful, but in Wenatchee, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the Christmas season. We've been seeing a lot of Christmas stuff, and we've been involved in Christmas stuff. We talked last week about Holiday Spice, and this week we went to go see Christmas Carol. I am opening up with the old-fashioned radio show at the PAC this week. And we also we had one more thing coming this
Holiday
week.
Spicier.
Holiday Spicier is going to be this next weekend at the PAC. I believe there are tickets available for those shows.
I just bought my tickets for the radio show.
Okay.
Also, pretty marginal tickets, kind of
Yeah.
like with the Christmas Carol. They are still available, but if you are interested, so that's this Tuesday evening, and it's only one night.
It's one night.
It'll be on the radio also, but there's only one live performance. So if you're interested, there are still tickets, but you should buy now because the seats are only going to get worse from here. They are already not very good.
The radio show is going to be A Christmas Story, the musical. It's actually the Broadway musical. It's been cut down a little bit. But that's what we're doing for the radio show. It will be live on KPQ, and then it will be recorded and rebroadcast on Christmas Eve on KPQ.
How fun.
Yeah. So, and then Holiday Spicier, there's 2 shows. There'll be 2 shows this weekend on the 19th for Holiday Spicier, also at the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, an earlier show and a later show. So I'll be at the later show. Do you know which one you'll be at?
I don't know which one I'll be at.
Either one is opening night.
Yeah.
So you can be true to the theme.
You can be true to the theme.
Either way.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll be at the 10 o'clock one, or I think it's 10:30, with the beautiful TJ Farrell.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll try to join you guys.
Yeah, I have to go to that one. We talked about it. My office Christmas party is that night.
Yes.
So I will come down from there, from the beautiful prime rib they always spread out, and I will go to Holiday Spicier.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, maybe the opening night club can be there, and because that's a late show, we can get pre-show drinks maybe over at Atlas Fair for their new opening, their After Hours Atlas. I think that's the name.
Oh, like the old McDonald's production.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I would be down. I'd be down for that pre-gaming Holiday Spicier. Coming from a party, pre-gaming for a drinking event.
That's right. It's a holiday season.
Spicier.
I think we can do that, especially Holiday Spicier. It seems to it's a better show if you're lubricated.
It opens you up to the fiction of the theater.
That's
I
right.
really do believe that.
That's right. So I think those might be the final opening nights for the year.
Well, this isn't an opening night, but we talked last week about Leavenworth Village Voices, which is a local choral society, and they canceled their show. It was supposed to be on Saturday.
Oh.
Well, we didn't have power, flooding, yada, yada, yada. A lot of the roads were closed, too. Some of the roads are still closed, but they're doing a good job with that, the county. But they are maybe going to reschedule to have a free concert at the Leavenworth Church of the Nazarene on either this coming Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, good.
So, the person I talked to was unsure if this was happening or not. And if it was happening, she really didn't know if it was going to be either Saturday or Sunday. But I hope, you put so much work into this stuff. It breaks your heart to not actually do it after putting all that time into it. So I hope they are successful.
Good. So we've got stuff coming up next year. We'll probably be discussing that in the future. We did want to talk a little bit about, we have auditions coming up. We've been talking Legally Blonde, which is the Apple Blossom musical that Music Theater will be putting on, and the auditions will be January 6th. I'm assuming January 6th, 7th, maybe 8th as well for callbacks. And Follies auditions will be January 10th and 11th. The 10th is kind of the opening party, and the 11th will be the actual auditions, and we can talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Yeah. A lot of people are unfamiliar with Follies because it doesn't happen every year, right? And it's kind of specific. It's kind of different. It's not like a structured show like we think of. So, we'll talk about that at greater length later to try to introduce the concept.
So the one we went to this last week was A Christmas Carol, and it's a great show. If you have not seen it and you don't have tickets, you will not be able to go see this show.
There are sometimes people that call in and say, we won't be able to come, we're busy, we had a change of plans, yada, yada, yada. But there are no formally available tickets.
That's right.
You can't buy them anymore regular style. You would have to rely on somebody giving up their tickets because it's sold out. The entire run sold out before the show even opened.
Yes.
And I was talking to Cynthia Brown, and she said that hadn't happened since the old Benton Street days. Now, the Benton Street days were before my time, but you remember it.
I remember Benton Street. It was a very small theater. There weren't a lot of seats there. I'm guessing 50.
Okay.
In that theater. I mean, it was a retrofitted auto body shop
Nice.
that we had been acting in. And this is going back. This is early 90s when they moved out of Benton Street. And so really, what's that? 30 years ago?
Yeah, north of 30 years ago.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. We don't normally see that, especially for something that's there's 10 shows. They sold out 10 shows.
Yeah, a full regular run, not like a one-time special type thing.
Yes.
Right, but a full regular run. So no, huge deal. And so the Riverside Theater, its occupancy is like 150, 160, right? So more than triple the occupancy of the old theater, right? So yeah, a big deal.
And I would bring up Holiday Spice, which I think sold out as well, or came very, very close to selling out.
Yeah, that second night. The first night was pretty full, and then the second night, I believe, was sold out.
Yeah. And we're looking at the next show, Old Time Radio Show, is probably sold out as well. So whatever reason, boy, the Christmas season is just going to town with ticket sales.
Well, I know what the reason is.
It's opening nightclub.
It's opening. Of course it is.
Of course it's
We
opening
are
nightclub.
rallying. We are mobilizing the community. Everybody at Holiday Spice heard our show and went, "Oh my gosh, Kevin McKee is in it?
That's right.
Kevin Easter Scrooge himself? Wow!" And they all ran out and immediately bought tickets.
So
You should get a kickback.
we should get a kick. No,
You get 10%.
We're doing it because we really want to build this community, and we want people to understand you can be a part of the theater community, even as a patron. We went to Christmas Carol. We had pre-function at Bob's beforehand. Bob's Brews and Distillery.
I think Bob's Classic.
Is it Bob's Classic?
Or Bob Classic, the East Wenatchee one. There are two Bobs.
There's two Bobs. This was the one on Wenatchee Avenue with the car on the roof.
Yeah, the one that is kitty corner from the theater. Back in the day, we always went to Bob's.
Yeah.
Before COVID, right? That was between shows, after shows, whatever. And then after COVID, all the hours changed. Wasn't as accessible.
No, we are trying to use... We went to Bob's because on Thursday night, which was opening night, Atlas Fair's After Hours Atlas was not open. They do that on Fridays and Saturdays. So we will try to pick up that when we can, just because they're trying to do something specifically for theater goers, meaning people like you.
I like Atlas a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, I'd be down.
It's fancy. Okay. So Christmas Carol, we went on opening night. We saw a lot of the club that was there, and we saw the show, sold out show.
Yeah. It was good. It moved.
It did.
Yeah.
And this was a show. It's directed by Henry Heddick and also adapted from the Charles Dickens script by Henry Heddick.
Yeah, and Henry put in a lot of songs.
Yes.
And sometimes that destroys a show because it saps all the energy and the momentum. Because in traditional musical theater, the songs move along the plot or whatever. But if you're taking a regular show and you're adding in songs, then the songs are almost by definition not plot relevant, right? So lots of times, you're getting momentum, things are happening, and then we stop for 5 minutes to sing a song, and then we start picking up momentum again, then we stop again to sing a song. But Henry, very wisely, it's only 1 or 2 choruses for each song. So it moves. God bless it. It really, the energy is not dissipated at all. So great choice, Henry Heddick, keeping them cut down.
Yes. Henry had adapted the script, and originally we were talking about this with JJ, that originally if you look at Charles Dickens' script, it's like a 45-minute script. It's not very long at all. And so this was stretched out to about an hour and a half to a full-length play sized, and the music wasn't the focus. There was a lot of extra dialogue that was used in this. And then the music would kind of cover up some of the scene changes and the transition pieces, just because it does kind of go all over the place. That's the way that the story goes.
I did want to mention that it is a one act, but it is about an hour 40, I think, long.
Yeah.
So if you are a person of age, you need to plan for that there is not an intermission.
Yeah.
Right. You should not slam 2 cocktails right before the show, or the stage manager will get angry with you afterwards because of what you do. But I really had no choice.
Did you leave in the middle of the show?
It wasn't in the middle. It was once I realized there was not going to be an intermission. I came back.
Which would be in the middle of the show.
It was like 3/4 of the way through the show.
Wow. You're that guy.
It wasn't my fault. If it had an intermission, I would have been okay.
Oh, I did
yeah.
the curtain speech. Did I say there was no intermission? I think I did.
Maybe I was slamming a cocktail while you were
It could
doing
have been. It could have been.
But no, Christmas Carol was great. It was a lot of fun. It moved well. It had a really elaborate set. We talked about that. It's,
Yes.
For the Riverside, it's a huge set with 2 revolves, right?
Yeah.
And the main thing is really, to me, the music. It was all period music, which I really appreciated. It wasn't... There's kind of 2 Christmases. There's like traditional Christmas that was celebrated by our forefathers for 1,000 years, and there is the department store Christmas, right, which kind of showed up after World War II, and it's all about this like crazy independent built-up folklore, Santa, elves, reindeer, yada, 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 which is not really incumbent on the original thing. So it was all what we might call sacred music, right? And it was very beautiful. It was very well done. The vocal director was Dan Jackson, and he did a really good job. All the harmonies were excellent. He had some strong singers, but he also had some newer people, too. He had, Rachel Powers, Evan Davies, Michael Carlos, really, really good singers. And then he also had some new people that were singing. I'm not sure what their background is, but they did a great job. I want to specifically mention David Law was Rachel Powers' husband, and he did a great job. He was singing with her, those are big shoes to fill, and he did a great job.
Well, he's also he was a very strong singer. What a great tenor. And it's not that often that we hear brand new people that we've never seen. It's like, holy crap, what a great tenor.
Yeah. God willing, he'll stay with us.
Yeah. We can always use a tenor.
Absolutely.
I'd like to start going through this cast, and the cast was enormous.
Yeah.
And nearly everybody's playing multiple characters. Everybody had period costumes that they changed 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. I was kind of amazed at how many costumes they went through. Caleb Sims played the narrator, and he had multiple costumes.
Yeah.
When he came out, sometimes a hat, sometimes not, that kind of thing.
Yeah, he would come out in like a caroling group or what have you.
Yes.
And everybody was doing that. That's kind of the part of the fun of theater, is whipping out, changing costumes, whipping back in,
The part of Ebenezer Scrooge was played by Brent Yulden, who I have not seen on stage in quite a while. Has he been performing?
I don't know. I have been around in shows where he's been kind of adjacent, but I've never been in a show with him. He has an excellent accent, and he seemed to get energy as the show went on. And by the end, had a huge head of steam going, when Scrooge is doing like the Father Christmas bit.
Yes.
Right.
No, I thought he was fantastic. And I thought even from the beginning, he has a lot of stage presence and truly was Ebenezer. I've done Ebenezer Scrooge actually for Old Time Radio Show a couple years ago. And when he was doing it, it was like, oh, yeah, that's probably the way I should have done it. He was doing it right. And so I really appreciated him. I think Brent has been in Mission Creek shows back in the day.
Okay.
I was looking him up, and I know that almost 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, he did one of the last Mission Creek shows. They did art at the Clearwater Saloon.
Oh.
Yeah, Paul Burke directed that pretty late before he died. And so it was quite a while ago.
Okay.
But he's obviously got some experience as an actor, and he was fantastic.
The standout for me, I wanted to mention, was Dave Williams as Marley.
Wow.
Dave Williams has like an enormous presence. He's a very big character. And perfect. The moaning, the carrying on, Scrooge, it's perfect.
The thing that amazed me with Dave is he came out wearing the chains and the ghostly costume and the ghostly makeup. He was completely kind of bluish white.
The classic.
It was the classic Marley. And then less than 5 minutes later, he comes out and he plays a different character, and he's removed all of the ghost makeup.
It's magic. The spirits did it all in one night. They can do whatever they want.
I was amazed, as someone who has had to do quick changes, the idea that you would have to remove a full face and hands and arms of makeup and then put more on and get on stage in a different costume.
And it's always irritating when you're putting it on, knowing that you're just going to take it off in like half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. But no, I really like the Marley's always fun. Marley, it's a big character. It's very dramatic. Right. And Dave did it really well.
But then he had to come out and do Fezziwig. There's not that much time between Marley and Fezziwig.
Yeah, because Fezziwig is in the past, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's the first ghost. So he had to really turn that one around. Ken Cinco played Bob Cratchit, and he did a great job. Very sympathetic Bob Cratchit, just kind of gets beat up by Scrooge again and again and has no idea why.
That's always my experience in life is that if somebody's abusing you, you just need to take the abuse and then they will change their mind on their own with you having done nothing.
Well,
that's always happened in my case.
That's why this is...
Oh, never mind. I will stop kicking you around ruthlessly. I will stop exploiting you.
This is fiction.
I know. It just makes me so bitter. Lane Knipfer as young Scrooge, paired with Rachel Powers as
right.
Belle. I always miss the Belle song from Muppet Christmas Carol.
I don't know the Belle song from Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
When Love Is Gone. Oh, it wrecks you. Oh, your heart. Oh, it stabs you right in the heart. But no, Rachel sang very beautifully, even though it was not When Love Is Gone from Muppet Christmas Carol.
There's a lot of people that are really into Muppet Christmas Carol.
I love it.
And I know. I think we were at a Christmas party at your house and you wanted everybody to watch it.
Oh, and they didn't.
No.
Of course not. The momentum was all wrong. I just love it so much.
I know. I can tell.
I'm not going to... I have my theme for my next Christmas party all lined out. Muppet Christmas Carol will not be present.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch that on my own.
Not that I mind. It just was an odd choice.
Yeah. No, I'm just very passionate about it.
Okay. We do want to call out the Fishburne Scott crew. Mm-hmm. That Becky Fishburne has been in theater, mostly up in Leavenworth, for just the longest time. Mm-hmm. Her daughter, Jessie, was there, and great voice for Jessie. And then her two daughters were also on stage.
I mistook the one daughter for Teresa because Teresa's done Sound of Music. So that's the one I knew, right?
Well, Teresa was there, but she's gotten much taller now.
Yeah. I didn't recognize her. I assumed the other one was Teresa, so I embarrassed myself.
Teresa's got a great voice.
Yeah, Teresa's coming along.
She's really growing into it, and I can't wait to see what she does. She was a Gretel for me twice, which I'd never done before, never cast a Gretel twice.
She was really small.
She was very small, but she could do it.
Yeah, no, relative, she didn't look out of place the second year. She was still like, oh yeah, there it is.
But her sister Daphne played Tiny Tim in the Christmas Carol and was just cute. And so she got to say the God bless us, everyone.
No, I really like Christmas Carol overall. I think they did a great job, and it's selling so well. It makes me think, and everybody does a Christmas Carol, and it always sells. So you know what I think, Kevin?
You need to do a Christmas Carol.
Obviously, I do. Obviously, and it's public domain. You could just do it. You could just write any goofy thing you want to. So I came up with two ideas, if I can run them past you.
It doesn't involve a Texas barbecue joint, does it?
No, it doesn't. That steak has already been claimed. My first idea, which is what the original one and the one that I'm more passionate about, but is maybe not as commercial, was Bill Clinton getting haunted into bombing Serbia in 1996. The three spirits come to him that night, and he wakes up and he goes, I will do it, I will. And then NATO comes in.
That is
Hillary.
A really niche.
I know, a 90s period piece.
Wow.
Yeah.
A 90s wonkish political period piece.
I want Bill Clinton in the snow outside of the White House going, the spirits did it all in one night. Of course, there's still time. We will bomb Belgrade. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. But okay, so I have a more reasonable and mainstream concept, which I'm going to lay on you right now, is George Costanza is haunted into celebrating Festivus again.
Oh.
Yeah, the three spirits of Festivus come to him one night. And Marley is Jerry Stiller, his dad in the show, who did die not that long ago. Yeah. So to start with, Jerry Stiller was dead. Otherwise, nothing else will seem remarkable in this show. You must understand that, right? He was dead as a doornail.
As much as this pains me, I kind of like this idea.
See?
Who would we get to play Jerry Stiller?
Dave Williams.
Because he really can do anything.
Do you want to play Jerry Stiller?
Huh? I don't think I can. I don't know that that would fit me.
Would you be George? We need a good George. You have to have a good George.
Yeah. Although, honestly, in A Christmas Carol, Scrooge is just kind of at the center. He's a little two-dimensional and doesn't get a lot compared to everybody else.
Yeah, but he's on stage the entire time. He's got like 70% of the lines, right? If he was bad, your production is ruined, right? No matter how good the ghosts are, if you're main guy. I don't... Listen, I've got other projects first, but that's my concept, right, is he learns to love the feats of strength again, right? And he wakes up and he goes, oh, it's not too late. I can still celebrate festival. Boy, did you see that metal pole in the market down the road? The one as big as me, sir. Yes, buy it. A smart boy, a remarkable boy. Bring me the metal pole. I think this works.
I think so.
Yeah. It is a fan fiction of a 30-year-old sitcom. So I think our market would mostly be people my age and up, right?
I think you could sell it. We were talking about Christmas shows that apparently Christmas shows will sell.
Yeah.
But we're looking for something interesting. We see the same things being rehashed and redone for Christmas. And I did talk to one of the board members, Vicki Michael, that she had gone over to see A Very Die Hard Christmas in Everett, which I think there is a lot of parody Christmas shows.
Well, we were supposed to do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
And that was part of,
right.
Yeah, we just need to find one of these that we could do reliably with funny people and do these kind of knockoff Christmas shows. And
2026, Festivus Fiesta. All right, it's coming.
Yeah.
I already have a title and everything.
A Very Festivus Christmas.
Yeah, so everybody look forward to that.
Yes.
Please send me headshots and resumes, and we will start casting.
That's right. So do we want to talk any more about A Christmas Carol?
I really liked it. I thought it was great.
I
They did a
really
great
liked
job. If you can see it, because people do sometimes call in and say, make my tickets available.
Yeah.
I recommend it. I thought it was great.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure if you miss it, there will be another Christmas Carol coming down the road. But I really like this one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was it for Christmas Carol. We wanted to talk about there's a new production house in town.
Yeah, so Phil Lacey, who used to run LST and then ran the Snowy Owl Theater for a while, they have their own production company, and they are doing a co-production with the Snowy Owl Theater. They are doing, which we've talked about before, right? Sherlock and Watson, Apartment 2B. But they have their own production company now, and they just put out the cast list.
Oh, okay.
So
and it's Ms. Holmes and Miss Watson.
Yes. It is modern feminist Kate Hamill, Sherlock Holmes. And we have the cast list now that we can talk about.
Okay,
right?
who's in the cast?
So it's going to be Caroline Renzel as Watson, Tess Davidson as Sherlock, our own Gracie Camp as Irene Adler, amongst others, and then the New York guy, Andy Myers, as the male roles, as Lestrade and whatnot.
Okay, he plays multiple roles.
Yeah. So, through the scuttlebutt, we had kind of figured out about the other three, but I really didn't know about the fourth, about the man, until not that long ago. But yeah, Andy Myers was in town for Into the Woods.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that the Snowy Owl did in, I want to say, early 2024. Yeah. Right.
He's good.
Yeah, it was. And it was, they did it with a really small cast. Into the Woods is supposed to be like 20, 25 people, and they did it with like 10. So everybody had like 3 or 4 roles, right? And Andy Myers was the mysterious man, amongst others. I think he was also the mother of the evil stepsisters.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a good performer. I'm not sure exactly how he got hooked up with Phil. I would be shocked if Phil had put out an open casting call in New York for Into the Woods in Leavenworth, Washington. But yeah. So Andy Myers will be coming back, and that is going to be, I believe, the second and the third weekends of February.
That's a really good cast. I'm glad to see Tess coming back. Acted with her in Boeing back in the day, and I don't know that she's been on stage. She's got a great theater resume, so I'm glad to see her doing it.
Yeah, like John Merritt or Adam Eagle, they went away for a while, and now they're back. But yeah, so she's Sherlock, and I've read that script. Sherlock is, I'm going to blow your mind, Sherlock is most of the show. Sherlock has a huge line load, and it's a very energetic role. Sherlock is flinging herself all over the place. It's very, very physical. So Tess has a big job ahead of her.
It's a very funny script. I've read it, and I know that Phil can probably do great things with it. So I hate to recommend a show before I know much about it, but I think this is going to be a good show.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be there.
Yeah,
right?
We will be there. It's opening night.
Yeah.
And so what's
fun.
the name of their company again?
Rogue Assembly.
Rogue Assembly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a Facebook page and everything.
Oh, really? So, Rogue Assembly, doesn't that sound like...
Rogue's Gallery. It sounds like Rogue's Gallery.
No, I was thinking it
it
sounds like a Star Wars spinoff.
Oh,
the Rogue
like
Assembly.
Rogue One.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what came to mind for me.
I read those books.
The
Rogue Squadron books and the extended universe.
Wow.
Come on.
I think you're nerdier than I am. I find that hard to believe, but I think that might be true.
That's the joke I always make, that if there was like a crisis, a disaster at my house, I would grab one gun and my Star Wars extended universe books, and I'd be out the door. Right. That's because other people are like, oh, the photographs and the love letters. Now, Get me the Timothy Zahn Thrawn books and the Rogue Squadron books, and I am okay. And one of the guns. I think I'll need one of the guns.
Do you have all of the books, like the non-canonical books?
So back then they were canon, all right? It was the extended universe, the EU, right? And just when Disney bought it, they went, this is all gone, and they wiped it all out, which is a shame because it was uniformly of much higher quality than what showed up later. No, I remember when Disney bought it and they announced they were going to make new films, some of us that didn't have all of our hope extinguished in our hearts went, oh, they're going to do the Zahn trilogy, because the Zahn trilogy was, did you ever read the Zahn trilogy?
No.
Oh, come on. Yo, you were so cool. You were doing youth theater at the Benton Street Playhouse. Don't look down your nose at me.
I know, I'm not looking down my nose.
The Zahn trilogy is really good. That's where Admiral Thrawn is.
Okay.
Who keeps showing up in modern stuff because he's such a compelling character. He is kind of like a Sherlock Holmes type. He is. Okay. He's so smart that he can outsmart everybody until the good guys win in the end. But no, they're great books. So we thought, there's going to be a Thrawn trilogy because that's by far the best part of the EU. And no dice. They were going to do A New Hope again, and then the Mon Mothma maneuver. I don't even want to talk about this. She's not Mon Mothma anymore. It's Holdo. Whatever. This is stupid. I don't want to talk about this. We have digressed enough.
Yes, we've gone off topic, but we had introduced the Wenatchee Follies earlier in the show, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I'm really hoping that we can talk to Jamie at some point about what's happening with Follies, but I think we can talk about what it is today.
Sure. So they do Follies every couple of years, and I think I went to it once.
They do Follies every 3 years. And it used to be something that happened in communities all around the country. It's a very old concept that they would have somebody come to town with all of the costumes and the music, and they would put together a show. And normally it's been a fundraiser. It used to be the Ladies Hospital Guild, and so it was all of the doctors' wives would put on the Wenatchee Follies. And they would have people that would come to town and they would raise money for a children's ward or something like that. But wealthy housewives would put on this show, and anybody could show up. They had costumes and stuff for them. They would pick out a few people to do the big solo numbers. They'd have a band on stage, and a lot of the people would just be part of the chorus. They would have dance numbers, and they would just fit them in wherever. And it was people who did not have experience being on stage. So it's always been something in the Valley that people could get on, and basically everybody who auditions is in the show at some point. But it was the first step for people to get involved in community theater, because they would get there, they'd meet all of these people, they'd have a great time, and then they would go and try out for the Apple Blossom musical or something after that.
They would get their feet wet.
They'd get their feet wet, and they'd see this as a lot of fun. And being on stage in a group is not as scary as most people think it is.
And it's not like a structured show with like a plot or whatnot.
No.
It's like a review.
It's a review, a variety show, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so people bring their own material. They can audition with their own material, right?
Yes.
They can say, me and my husband are going to sing this song together and sing it, and then Jamie Donegan or whoever says yay or nay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For the most part, Jamie's got a show put together, and back in the day, he would have 3 or 4 of these. He'd have all the costumes that were set for it, and he'd just cycle them through.
Okay.
He would say, okay, this is what we're doing. If you came up with something really good, he's like, okay. One of the problems is because they do have a band, and for years it's been Glenn Isaacson and the big band would be behind them, and Glenn Isaacson, who's a great arranger, would write the arrangements for the songs. He'd work with Jamie for 6 months beforehand, and they would now have new arrangements. So it's really hard if you don't have that to get a number in the show.
And that was the band for Holiday Spice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so busy fellows.
Yes. Yeah. They kind of form and reform with different people, but we do have quality people in town that can do the big band.
So you can bring your own material.
Yes.
But probably you'll be assigned something, or you'll be assigned to a group that's doing something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels a lot like Holiday Spice, except this is something that comes around, and the rehearsal times are so short. So it's going to be we'll have the auditions for Follies will be January 10th and 11th, and then the show opens in 3 weeks on February 5th.
Oh, wow.
And so they are really there. I mean, they're rehearsing every night, and they're putting the stuff together, and they'll have the ensemble chorus will be rehearsing a lot, and generally the soloists will also be in the chorus, and the show is all put together. And one of the things that kind of sets it apart is these are people that are almost giddy to be putting on a show. It only happens every 3 years. And so there is a party atmosphere around the rehearsals and definitely around the performances.
So if they did it every 3 years, then did they do it in 23?
It must have.
If it's going to be in 26?
Yeah.
Because I do remember seeing a show like this, and my main recollection is that there were like a ton of people on stage.
Yes.
So that's Follies then.
That is Follies.
Okay.
Yeah, they use a lot of people. It's a great way to get into theater, and they are raising money. It's no longer the Hospital Guild. It's the Wenatchee Valley Follies Guild.
Oh.
And so they do have, it's still predominantly women in the Follies Guild, but they are raising money for different things. I know the first time I did it at the PAC, they were raising money for curtains for the PAC.
Oh.
So it's still, they still do that. And it is something, it's a very old tradition that used to be done all around the country. And now there's just a few places that are doing it. And I think like Yakima might still be doing it and Wenatchee, but I think it's really scaled down.
Will Rogers used to be a name with a lot of cultural catch-it. And the young people, they're not as familiar with old Mr. Rogers as they used to be, right? So, yeah, I can buy that. I can buy that. You know, the other day, before the flooding and all that, I was at the gym. Ladies, he goes to the gym. And and a guy I knew was there, and he asked me, you know, like, how do you get into theater? How do you start? And often the bar is not super high, right? No. You could just fling yourself in there. There's not like an accreditation program or what have you. You don't have to do 3 years of classes, right? Maybe you wouldn't be a lead or you wouldn't be an LST or whatnot, right? But this would be a good opportunity for that, right?
And that's part of it. We've talked before about how do you, as a new person to town or a new person to theater, how do you get involved? And if you go on audition, you might not get a part. And so community theater productions, a lot of times you can go and say, look, I'll do anything. I will usher, I will sell candy bars, I will work backstage and push around furniture. And that is a great way for people to get to know you and you might get into the next show. If you just say to yourself, okay, I just want to be on stage, and then Follies is definitely the thing. Get there, you'll meet all sorts of people, you'll figure out what you can do and become part of that community.
And it's mostly singing and dancing.
It is singing and dancing, yeah.
Are there any opportunities for non-singer dancers?
The one thing that they do is they will always have a waltz number, and they will have big dresses and suits. And so they will have people that really do not have singing ability, and you don't have to have much dancing ability.
Okay.
And so absolutely everybody who wants to, I think, can be in the waltz.
Okay. So it is all singing and dancing, but don't let that scare you.
Don't let that scare you. There is a place for you on stage, and it's a lot of fun. I had done it for years, and part of the problem I've got now is I've got another show going on, so I won't be able to attend. But I would encourage absolutely everybody to try this if you can.
Oh, the minutes.
I will be in the minutes, and so we won't be able to, that conflicts with this time period.
Oh, because you said it was kind of a involved rehearsal process.
It's very involved, and because that is going to be starting on the 11th or 12th, and we open on the 22nd.
Oh.
So it just overlaps.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you are listening and you are not in the minutes, please consider it.
Yeah. No, I would encourage everybody who's thinking about theater, go and do Follies.
All right, great. And what's the date on that again?
The auditions, well, they're going to have an opening party on the 10th of January, and that's where you can go and figure out, they'll talk about, here's what the process is, here's how you audition, and here's what the rehearsal schedule is going to look like, and then on the 11th, they'll have the actual auditions.
All right, great.
Yeah. Should be fun. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up here. We do want to talk about the things that are happening this next week. We will have the old-fashioned radio show at the Performing Arts Center on the 16th and Holiday Spicier on December 19th, also at the PAC. Two opening nights.
Wahoo!
I'm excited about it. So we want to finish this off and tell you, please go out and see theater. We've got several things that are continuing on through this next weekend and 2 opening nights. Go out, see theater, see another opening night.